gotta love these bumpers, baby.
It's,
Everyone has just made me so hard right now.
I actually made a shorter one. I uploaded
I love British women. You know, it was my second choice.
I thought you like tall women.
Yeah, British women are tall.
Women.
All British women. Yeah. I like vaginas.
Another straight up point. Yeah.
All of it was square style.
All of them.
So we're here. I'm glad everyone's getting to the bottom of their cups because it's time to pay the piper, boys. It's time to face the music. We are here. We're having a hell of a show here. 8 years of OUM, 8 years of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, which I thought about this because Steve, Joe, Matt at the time, Matt Ryan, there were a number of people that helped me with the process on how to even begin all of this stuff and how to even get involved with it. And that means that our friendship is over 8 years.
We made
possibly closer to the 10 range. Steve, I believe it's the 2KW. I think both of you through the 2KW run is where we first really met through Matt. So if we are indeed,
and you and me, what, like 37?
roughly on and off.
Wait, you guys know each other?
You guys kind of look similar. You guys
through corporate. Corporate
Greed. Yeah.
Okay.
He was when he was born, I was stuck in a waiting room with one of my aunts watching Hoosiers.
Oh wow!
I was watching this lovable ragtag group of young white men play the great game of basketball. When somebody came in and said I had a brother, so I was like,
"When was it going to be their turn?"
Cool. Can I finish? It's like that was my first time seeing it. I wanted to see the end of the movie. You want to meet your brother? I said, but Gene Hackman. I got my whole life to fuck with him. This is
a powerful performance.
It was well done. It's still one of my favorite.
Yeah. So I want to say 2014. So yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was 20
around that time, right?
Yeah.
So 2014 is when I met you. So I had 2 years because there was another thing that Matt had wrote me into when you and Brandon were there, and that's when we first met. Because he had another wrestling company, pseudo company
pseudo company.
It didn't have the greed. That's why it didn't get successful.
It didn't have the greed.
It never. Oh, you got the belt I paid for. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That is incredible.
We'll have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a conversation.
Oh man. So I'm glad I just saw that because that just made my whole night.
Yeah, no, there was another one before that. And I remember having to do like the graphics. Oh my God.
8 years. I remember in the video, I just want to say this real quick. In the video, in that studio, you still have when you came out to the old studio at CSB.
Yeah.
Which is
you were just kind of getting started going there, man. Like I just want to say before it gets all gushy, because it will, I appreciate this. You've always given us a platform to kind of say what we want to say and join you as a family. And the fact that you added Dave, I got to tell you, I love you, but adding Deceive Dave, MVP moment. MVP moment.
Yeah.
Legends.
You know, the funny thing is, and I think I've told this story on the show before. As you can see, obviously we're brothers, so we have the chemistry. But I had made a Facebook post about the possibility of adding a full-time host, and the last motherfucker that I thought that was gonna ask me anything about hosting anything was gonna be him. I didn't even ask him because I had just assumed because he's a little bit more introverted than I am. I'm kind of the opposite. I go the other way. So I didn't think that would be something that he was interested in until he finally asked. Well, now that we have you on the air, what made you go ahead and go forward?
Yeah, what happened? What was the call?
I was literally standing in the rain outside garden, wanting a change, wanted to do something.
You were at a crossroads.
No, I'm dead ass. I wanted to do something. I was in that I wanted to do something creative. I just never done anything creative before. So I randomly, because I don't open Facebook ever. So I just kind of randomly opened it, and I'm like, oh. So then I'm texting my now wife. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? She goes, oh, you should do it. So then I texted him like, hey, you want to do it? He's like, I'm taking the post down. We're good. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to try out. I was like, dude, do I have to try? Like, no, dude. When do you want to start?
Yeah.
I love
They're
that.
like on whatever day I'm available, because I worked at Lowe's at the time, so my schedule was shit. So we literally every show we did at that point was scheduled around me because my schedule was just so sporadic. So yeah, this was like peak COVID. I was by myself outside building tables for Christmas trees, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
let's fucking just instantly. And I'm honestly, not that we didn't talk, but like we didn't communicate that much. So that text was probably the first one in like fucking months that I may have sent him. Not for anything. We just were doing our own things. And ever since then, it's been
I'm a terrible communicator with anybody.
yeah, me as well. So the fact, literally, if we could roll back to that text message chain, I would love to have seen the last time I texted him before that text.
Yeah,
I promise you, it would have been months, maybe even a year. 100%. Yeah.
And 5 years for you, hell of a growth, man. Hell of a growth from episode to episode, year to year, man. I gotta give you your flowers, man.
If you listen to some of his earlier stuff, you can kind of hear the greenness in it, and kind of like I feel like he sounds more confident now.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Especially when I say something that would naturally he would disagree with, because I think that's one of the issues. And Steve and Joe, you guys are host yourself, which is why I'm always humbled when you come on the show and allow me to do my thing. That's why when I go on your shows, I always try to let's go. You the host. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, you can take a break for a second.
It's a night off, man.
He's like,
great.
Water tonight.
It's to me. This to me is play by play. When I go on your shows, it's more color, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm bouncing off of whatever Joe has to say or Steve, or whatever. We know how this goes. We've all been doing this for a long time. But like when I made that post, there were a lot of people that messaged me, obviously, and were just like, "Yeah, man, we should totally do it." And I was like, but my fear with a lot of people that I didn't know, A, obviously dependability, and B, I didn't want somebody who was going to come on the show and just, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree. Like the person who opposes me the most in life is my wife. I don't think I could sneeze without her going, that wasn't really a correct sneeze, right? That sounded very foreign. I don't know. That was a weird. But she hates being on camera. If you notice, the only time she's ever been on the show has been behind a microphone in the house somewhere. She's never really been on the camera because she's another one who just kind of, when the red light comes on, it just, yeah. So when he said, yeah, let's do it, I was just like, okay.
The second person that opposes you the most.
Yeah, the second person, yeah, probably next on the list. But the exception of my own mother. Yeah, but me and Dave are able to have that discussion and with the difference of opinion, and then like I'll hit the button and we're off to the next segment. Like other people tend to get into their head and get into their feelings about certain topics and certain things. Me and him, the one thing we do have in common is we have to work really hard to give a shit about things. So when, okay, you feel this way, I feel that way. Okay. Anyway, so NXT. And then we move on to the next thing. And I think that makes for a great dynamic because, like, if you look at some of the shorts that we've put up on YouTube, although they're clips, I think you could even hear it in the 30 seconds or the 40-second clips that you see on YouTube, because most of the times, Opius clips, which I use, it's an AI system, so it looks for things that might hook you online, and it gives me a bunch of clips because we're constantly, but what if we did this, or what if we said this, and da 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 da. We did the Karen. The baseball Karen in Philly who tried to take the ball from the family, but then the next clip is why GTA 6.
Yeah.
And then the next one is AJ Lee is back. So like it's a mixture. I kind of dig the mixture. I like the fact that we can dip into this, and then always come back because we are essentially a pro wrestling podcast. I feel like if I stay 100% wrestling, it's going to turn into bitching and nagging and not entertaining. Like I feel like once you heard my opinion of Hulk Hogan for the 15th time, all right, that's it. That's pretty good.
I think a pretty cool dynamic with it is how casual I am with it and how hardcore with it he is.
Yeah,
balance.
Because we come from different perspectives, so there are things that he cannot fucking stand. Because he's a wrestling lawyers, and this is very dumb, and I hate this, and it works on me. I love it. It's dumb as hell. It's comical. This is great. Let's see this the iguana guy. He fucking can't stand it. I think it's phenomenal. It's great. I want to see it every single time. So I think that's and it's sincere too. It's not like, oh, you pick this side, you pick that side. I really do like the Iguana guy.
Was there a moment? Was there a moment for either of you guys? Like, can you pinpoint a moment where you're like, I made the right decision here? Like for both of you, like AJ, was there a moment where you're like, I know he's the right guy? And Dave, for you, was there a moment throughout it where you went, I know I made the right decision taking a risk on this?
I don't think I've ever really thought about it like that. I don't know if it's because of the risk factor. It's not really a risk. It's been like it just flowed. Like there have been moments, like for instance, where we had to take a break around the time where I had my first kid, because that was very tough. My wife had a very tough time with that, and I really couldn't put the focus in it. It worked out. Something else that kind of worked out is because he was having his own thing, because we ended up randomly talking about it, where he kind of wanted to try something different anyway. So I was like, all right, well, let's see what happens. And then he hit me back up, was like, all right, let's do it again. And I was in a better place. So that's why I feel like it's just kind of organically worked. And even now, like, for instance, me going through whatever I'm going through right now, there were a few times where I cannot get here. Like, I'm just stuck doing something. And he'll either just cancel it or figure out a way to kind of like do something. So there never really felt like this pressure or this letdown, or now I have to make sure I readjust my life when I really can't to get there because I'm letting someone down. So I think that organicness of just, look, are we both available? Which we've been available for this many times, so it kind of works that the show is going.
More often than not, we make it work. Yeah,
but we make the pivot if we have to, and there's never like, dude, come on, this is the fourth time. It's like, I can't get there. Say less. Let me know when you're ready. Or let's try to reschedule it. If we can't, it is what it is. But then we just move on to the next show like we just didn't miss one. So that helped with the pressure. And I guess that really makes it, for me, it doesn't really feel like a risk, because we're just kind of like doing it as something we just enjoy doing. So
let me just sum it up this way. Your brothers, you're happy and you're singing and you're colored. Give me a high five.
First of all, that's racist.
I'm black.
My best friend is black.
Well, I'm gonna show myself.
I'm black.
Paramount's gonna be pissed at me. All right, but to answer your question on my end of it, I think the reason why I have the flexibility now is for the first 5 years I was very strict on schedule. I don't think I missed a week for the first 5 years. Even when he finally came in after year 3, I think we were still pretty much and I was kind of on top of him about trying to get it in. That's why a few of those episodes I did it without him, because I was so like into the idea. And that's why I think with year 5 I had the burnout, because I felt like, and Steve, maybe I think you've done this with Hive Mind, where it's just like after a while you're scraping by for topics, you're scraping by for ideas. You pride yourself on being creative until eventually there's a wall that you hit where you're just like, again, let's get behind this headset again and do what we got to do. So I think around that time I was just like, I feel like I'm nagging. I feel like after a while I feel like I had a negative vibe to the show. Those few episodes leading up to the 5th anniversary when we were kind of coming to an end, I felt like I was kind of pushing to get to the end. I think I needed that break. And the moment I think I realized he was the right person for me on the show was, I don't know which one it was, but whatever our first live show was, because that was my concern. He's introverted, naturally. So behind the mic, sure, right? There's no one watching you. There's no cam. It's all audio. We're old school podcast. We're just straight audio. But on that live broadcast, we live, baby. We live. So it that to me was a big thing. But I, again, not to turn this around, but guests like you help him, because you guys are so cool with it. Also laid back. You're knowledgeable, but also you're professional enough to know that everything kind of like has to flow a certain way. I don't have to stay on you. You don't have to remind me. Everyone just kind of gels. Even when me and Dave have had other guests that you guys weren't on, right? So I've had shows where I either had one of you and then somebody else, or none of you and then a whole crew of other people. By the time he got to that point, he was already in the rhythm because of you guys. So it didn't really matter. For me, I always seem to have, not that I don't have fun with other guests, but this usually tends to be the one where I have absolutely the most fun. Paul Green put in here 16 here. Me and Paul Green have been friends for about 16 years.
Wow.
I met him in 2009. We worked at Yankee Stadium together. So the fact that he's still
I
out
remember that dude.
yeah, he's still out
I
here.
remember that, dude.
That thanks a lot, dude. So yeah, so the show now is at a much different place now. We've gotten way more. I made a video earlier, and I told you guys off air that my video camera is pissing me off. Oh, Joe wasn't here for that conversation. I charged the battery for it, and I never put it back in. So since I think like March, it's been batteryless. So when I plugged it in today to use it, it was completely reset. I had to put the time and date and everything into it. And I recorded a video, and I don't know where it is. It's not on the card. I have the video part, no audio. It was a whole
AX55.
Talk
to me after.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
one of them had an internal memory for some reason, and it might be on an internal memory, and you just have to switch.
But we'll talk about it later. But yeah, I said it in that video. I was trying to put a video together for this show, just thanking the fans and thanking everybody for their support and stuff like that. And I had made mention there. I was just like, this particular crew is like a safety blanket for us when we do this show. So I'm always appreciative of this stuff. And not for nothing, one of the concerns I had about co-host about the dependability, you know, I go through stuff at home. He's going through stuff over there, and I always understand it when my guests have stuff going on as well. Steve, I know you've been going through a lot recently, especially professionally. I think the world knows at this point the cat's out of the bag, but at the same time, you guys are still busting it for a show that is on the block to still pull out a win like that in front of a whole audience and to have that guy go up there and give the speech that he gave. It's crazy. That shit is kind of inspirational when you think about it, because you guys are staring at that wall and still going, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to do the best show that we could possibly do every night and then the hell with it. And Joe, I know that you've been going through some stuff recently, both personal and professional. Mm-hmm. So whenever anyone makes the time for this show, that includes the people who are watching it now, who are streaming, who are commenting in the comments, I got nothing but thanks for everybody. But it's time to take you guys to task.
Shit. I tried to stall.
I know. You were trying to talk your way out of the gas. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play a clip. Okay? Now, the shortest clip here is a minute and 6 seconds. Nothing much. The longest is a minute 42. I could skip a little bit if we need to. But I added a little bit more to the clip for context for the clip and not just the hot take. It's actually the whole thing. So, as the leader of this troop, I will take the first bullet. I didn't just put clips together for you guys to set you guys up. I'm going to put the one I got in the history of OUM. This was the clip I got killed the most of. Everybody was on my ass when I said this. And for the record, before I play this clip, I want you guys to see at the beginning of the video. When I say what I said, I want you to pay attention to Steve's face when I said it. Because that boy co-signed heavy. He didn't say nothing, but his face, you'll see. You'll see.
Damn, I'm getting. See, what a brilliant man. He goes first, so by the time we get to the end, we forget about him, and he finds a way to throw me into it.
Okay. Let's pay attention to what was said here, and I'll tell you at the end if I still agree or if I disagree with that point, or if I've changed over time. So here's the clip. I'm going to say this for the last motherfucking
squash.
I need you to listen to me. Not Pombo, you the world. I'm pointing at you. Listen to me. I was proven right, and you're having a hard time accepting this. Kofi Kingston's WWE Championship run was a Lifetime Achievement Award. That's what it was.
10 years, baby.
That's all that it was. They gave you a moment at WrestleMania 35. I was there. I enjoyed it. There were people in the building crying that night. It was a fantastic
night. 3 out of 4 people were there.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic night. It was a fantastic moment. That's all it was. It was a moment. Please stop with the whole, because even Kofi, if you listen to Kofi's promos, he never, with the exception of the one time, I think he's only done it one time, he never even refers to himself as a former WWE champion.
Yeah,
he knows what it was. God damn it. And it was a great situation. Daniel Bryan put him over beautifully. Great
lightning in a bottle.
One of the greatest WWE Championship matches at WrestleMania I've ever seen. So I'll give him the credit for that.
I don't know,
Holy
man.
shit.
Steve was co-signing heavy. It was more than
Yeah.
Dave.
I got murdered for that. The lifetime achievement comment is what everybody was doing. And I am 10 toes down.
Mm.
How right was I? Because nothing came from that shit.
Nope.
Squashed them, and that's it. And I have to make a correction. There's now been 2 times that he's mentioned that he's a former world champion. And he just did the bitch last week.
Mm.
But Grayson Waller and the whole deal. So, no.
Man, I look back at that clip and I'm like, my hair was so black. And I
was gonna
didn't
say,
need
we all
glasses.
look so much younger.
It's been 5 years.
You go back, look at my beard then and now.
It was like, Steve, who was that man in your place?
Methuselah.
Oh, wow.
It's like when we play an old clip of The Daily Show and then we
Oh
see
my
John
God.
now.
Yeah. And mind you, you put your 10 toes down. I'll add my 10 toes with you.
20
I still agree.
You
with
were
you.
right.
was
You were
I
right.
male toes, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
was-
nobody's paying for that.
That's all that it was. That's all that it was. And people gave me a hell of an issue about that. But hey,
What
it
was the
is
issue?
it is.
What were they saying? What were they saying? Give an
Probably
example.
The example, the basis of the argument against what I was saying was that it was well deserved. He's the first African American champion. You're being disrespectful by calling it like this. You're poo-pooing it by saying that it was just a lifetime achievement award. That he should have been multiple-time world champion. That they
I don't
dropped
know
the
about
ball
that.
on Kofi Kingston. That should have been the beginning. They were up when we made that comment. It was right after Brock Lesnar had basically ran through him and won the title back. There were people telling me at that time that Kofi should have his comeuppance. He needs to beat Brock Lesnar at the next paper.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Listen,
Didn't.
not a chance. He never got in the ring with him ever again.
No.
Hell no. The only way Kofi's beating Brock is if Brock is sick with dysentery and he's eating the shit himself.
Re-diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
It comes back in pog form.
Yeah, and then he pins him that way. You in pain? You ain't gonna do nothing to me, right?
You're
Absolutely,
right.
Yeah. So absolutely goddamn not. I am not reneging on that at all whatsoever. But Dave, we talked about NXT Homecoming just last week. We were going, kind of talking about how some of those old heads came into NXT and they mixed in with the young guys, and we were like, just giving our thoughts and opinions. Well, on the 3-year anniversary show, the show where he made his debut as a full-time co-host of the show, I brought up my argument about NXT being a brand. I said that it's not a brand. Dave didn't really give an opinion either or, Brandon no brand, but he understood he was trying to bring up another facet to the call-up that I thought was very, very interesting. This is what he said.
All I need to do is change what they do to what I want them to do, and everything will be great. And that's exactly what happened. That's why Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style, doesn't do anything strong style anymore. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, the list goes on and on, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, all of them who were famous for doing one thing are now on the main roster doing something completely different. And that's how that works. They're a developmental system. If there was no AEW, they wouldn't even be on TV. They would still be on the network doing specials and being content for the website. That's it. There's no other reason. There's people who are on the main roster who want to get the fuck off of the main roster.
Well, I get that you wouldn't want to draft for it because people wouldn't want. It's a different style. That people wouldn't want. People who are on the main roster wants to be there and is good on there, would not want to go to NXT. I get that. But it doesn't mean that because you're on NXT that you should be eventually have to leave. It could be its own program, but that's just my vision.
Right, but the problem with that is that when people do leave and you're the only one still there, it's an odd look for you.
Yeah, but I remember NXT when it started, and I've watched those matches, and a lot of those guys have gone, whether they were successful or not, to the main roster. I watched it today, and it was still an amazing show. There's tons of talent out there that isn't ready or made for the main roster, and that gives them a platform where they can double dip. You're going to get the hardcore regardless. They're going to watch SmackDown and they're going to watch Raw. So why not feed them with NXT as well? They're going to watch all of it. verbatim what I said last week.
Well, the other reason I have brought that up is that was the main question I was going to say, specifically to the idea of success should not be an indicator of whether or not they should move. Do you believe that that the call-up system itself should be on a need-by-need basis, that they should be able to stay in NXT should they want to? Do you still feel that way, considering where they're at?
I literally said it last week. Verbatim. It's funny that you chose that clip because I said the same thing, where we don't need a call-up. And we made the argument that you actually hurting the other brand. Because at the end of the day, we're consuming all of the wrestling in the WWE, and we got so many different brands. Let them be their own brand. They are their own come-up. Getting a TNA or NXT contract should be just as awesome as getting a WWE contract. Now, the WWE main roster is obviously a bigger stage, which should be driving the bigger storylines. But if, for instance, somebody who is a key player doesn't have a main storyline, why not make a pivot? Or if you don't have a player for them in the future, just doing a sidestep and going to the other thing, and maybe it gives you the opportunity to do a different style of wrestling, not the storyline, but the more old school TNA stuff that people love. Like, what's wrong with that? The problem is that now you have these call-ups where they're failing because they have no story for them, or you have people at the main roster who have no story for them and go into NXT and they're like, oh, look, they're on NXT now. They must be like, they have a stigma on them. So yeah, 10 toes down. I think they should, all the brands should just be brands, and they should all offer something different. And if you don't have a big story going on right now, go do something else. That's what they used to do back in the day when they got fired from WWE. They would just then go to New Japan, and they're not running WWE stories, not just in New Japan, but I use that as an example. There's other wrestling places that they went, because I'm not trying to shit on New Japan. That's not like a shit on. But when you move, you're not doing the same style as WWE. You're doing something different. So why can't that just be the system? So yeah, I knew what the fuck I was talking about back then too.
Only time you should be called up is after you have been the main champion for a while. That's what Harlem Gamer is saying here on the YouTube channel.
I don't know about that.
I think the only time you should be called up is when you can tell a fucking story.
Yep.
Because
there's a reason for the call.
Yeah, the reason for the call.
If you cannot tell a story, then go be awesome in the ring and learn how to tell a story. But at least that's what that's for. And clearly people want it. So
clearly people want it.
Steve, like that,
okay, all right.
Like that one.
All right. I just want to preface this of I think I know what it is.
Okay.
Also, I don't fully remember it.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I like hearing myself talk.
Okay. I'm going to play the clip, but I'll say 2 words, and
God.
this should come all flooding back.
I think I know.
All right. The Undertaker.
Oh.
Okay.
Play it.
Here we go. I kept track. I got things here.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that it's Taker versus. So I'm going to read off what the show was, so you know what match it is, because obviously he's had multiple matches with the same people, and then the person they're going up against. So we'll start at the top. King of the Ring 98 versus Mankind versus Survivor Series 91 Hulk Hogan. So we're going to start with James, and then I'll go to the next person. So which one do you pick which one of those two that you think is the better match?
Honestly, I think Undertaker versus Hogan from Survivor Series 91. It's the first title win. Sure, there was interference which caused that. But my thing about the King of the Ring match is, with the exception of the 2 big spots, it wasn't a very well put together match. Both guys were coming in, especially Undertaker was coming in limited with a broken foot, so there wasn't much that they could do to begin with. They made the most of it, but it was a stunt show. It wasn't necessarily a great match. It's an iconic moment, but not an iconic match.
Damn, that's the same. It's funny because I texted you about if we should change that, because I was afraid everyone was gonna pick that one just solely on how iconic it was, and you just took the thoughts right out of my head.
First of all, first class plays.
First of all,
First
what
class.
am I talking about?
Yeah.
Why am I talking like I don't even thinking about it now? I don't remember what was I talking about.
You were 100% right. Not only am I putting 10 toes down, I'm putting the third leg in it too.
Hey, stamp that motherfucker.
In the moment, you don't see me selling it, right? But then when it's my
Oh, I could tell. You're getting hot.
I fucking got hot.
Oh, yeah.
How fucking dare you?
Well, I still think that King of the
I
Ring.
kept track. I got things here.
So I think it's pretty safe to say.
No, sorry, I hit the button by accident. Go ahead.
He's trying to silence me.
Or that censorship. I
It's
hear
that FCC son of a man.
the King of the Ring match is not a match. It's a spectacle.
Uh-huh.
It's not there. Like, if you take out the two huge moments of, car crash, that's it. You got really nothing else. Nothing of substance there. So I stand by it. Again, 10 toes and the third leg. That's right. You can't come and arrest me. It's free speech.
So you said what you said. Now ICE is coming. You see what happened? You see what you
Emmy,
brought?
Emmy award-winning opinions.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, the Academy has said. So, listen. What I saw, I was going over some of the older episodes trying to find a clip, but if I'm going to be 100% honest, when I came up with this idea, I went hunting for that one first.
I knew it.
But I also didn't remember like verbatim, so like I kind of like edited it down just to get it down to like a minute and change. But we went back and forth about that one pretty good. I was like, that match made me want to be a wrestler in the first place, and I was like a desperate ex-wife just trying to save this. Look,
please don't go, because that's the one that eliminated it too. My vote, because remember we were like voting on it to which one would advance.
I was the only one that voted for the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
everybody else was voted for.
So that's 30 toes right there.
That's a lot of toes.
Again, just so we clear, everyone listen. That's all male.
Yeah, all
male toes.
Yes.
No,
you got to pay extra for the female toes.
They're not painted. They got shit in the corners of them. It's nasty.
Or a little hairy.
That was world class glaze, by the way. They was like all over your answers.
Bro, I don't even. As listening to him say the words, I'm sitting here. I'm like, my first thought. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, why the fuck am I nodding? Like, I know what he's talking about.
But by the way, in that video, how tired was Joe?
Oh, yo, dude.
Joe looked exhausted.
Can you go back just to see his face, just real fast?
Hold on. I panicked when it played again, so I got rid of it.
Oh no, don't worry about it then. Yeah, don't worry about it.
No, but I was, because I think at the time I was at the kids company, so I was running around like chasing. I used to help manufacture children's footwear, so I had to have fit testers, and I had to go to schools, go to daycares. I was all over the place at the time, and then I did the church work. I
remember you randomly showed up like when we hung out once, and you gave me a bag of shoes.
Yeah, to give to your. I think you had daughters, right? I was like, hey,
you were just like, you want these shoes?
Like, and you were like, what the hell?
Dude, he mailed these shoes. He didn't see me. He mailed them to me.
Yeah,
it was so amazing.
I had to go to the FedEx.
Who mails?
You guys are so old now.
Yeah.
So old now. Breathing is a task at this point.
Yeah, laughing is a task.
Excuse me, sir. What's the proper postage for a shoe?
$22.95.
So I left Joe for last on purpose. This is not necessarily a negative. This is not necessarily a negative thing, but I do pride myself every now and again on coming up with as a creative an idea as I possibly can. So Joe's main influence on the show. Joe's been on the show a ton.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I can safely say is a strong part of the show, thanks to Joe, was when we started doing the Xmas as Fuck episodes. Our Xmas as Fuck extravaganza that came to an end because of scheduling issues. I'm going to be bringing it back this year. But Joe was obviously one of the first people. The first episode we did was at WeWork.
Yeah. That was a thing.
It was me, you. I think Julian came.
Julian sang for you.
Yeah. So and I got copyrighted for that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So
on YouTube.
YouTube fucking don't play with nothing. They don't take no chances. One of the things we did on the third edition was I had my guests come up with different ideas and how they would book and what they would create as far as talent goes on Christmas themed matches and shows.
Oh boy.
They had to come up with a Christmas themed character and a match they would perform in on a show. This was Joe's response.
Oh, this is gonna be
Man,
great.
Joe,
Yes.
what is the name of your Christmas themed pay-per-view?
In Your House, Santa's Rage.
Wow, he went old school on
I
that
went old
one.
school. I went old school.
Okay, Santa's
it's a
Rage. That sounds
throwaway, so might as well
that
be good.
sounds insane. Okay, so here we go. Go ahead.
Holla Sleigh Match is your main event. Featuring
Hollis sleigh match.
Holla Sleigh Match. Right?
Holla sleigh match. Okay.
Right? And then it's The Undertaker versus Killer Kowalski. Right?
Wow.
Loser gets taken out on Santa's sleigh. You got to get beat up, and you got to get dragged out on the sleigh into an ambulance to get.
This got dark. This got dark.
Kill the guy.
I think we're gonna put this one on right before intermission, just so that everybody has a chance to. Your last match, sir.
The Alaskan Igloo Cage Match,
Ooh.
where we have an igloo as a steel cage, but it's an igloo, not a steel cage.
Is it made of actual ice?
It's made of actual ice. Yeah.
I tell you what, this will be the fastest cage match you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
And we're
No
gonna
one
have
see shit.
and we're gonna have some wild high flying. We're gonna have Jeff Hardy versus Superfly Jimmy Snuka with
Ooh.
Santa as your special guest referee outside to make sure to
Ooh.
protect the peace.
Guys, hold on. I'm gonna write the special guest referee too.
Yeah.
Hold on a
I had
second.
a little-
That's
little
important.
Christmas flavor on there.
Wow.
May I add? You're sitting in the same exact spot.
I am.
No, not you. Him.
Yeah, me.
He's sitting in the same angle as that.
Oh, gotcha.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because the tree was in this back corner. It's the same exact spot. Yeah, I'm in my
That's
living
awesome.
room right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
Fun. Yeah, that was what I envisioned in your house matches like.
Would
So,
you still
when he
book
said
that match?
Undertaker versus Killer Kowalski.
Yeah.
I lost my shit.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Yes!
That's the stinkiest pay-per-view I will immediately pay $60 for.
For the record, that's an expensive special referee, dude. Where is the budget coming from this?
Hey man, you just get Mick Foley to do it. That's fine.
Ice used as a cage?
Yeah,
That's
I'm clever.
a big budget pay-per-view, man.
You know how they have the fire on the ropes? Well, now they
Yeah.
have the air conditioning on the cage.
Wait, why are
How
we
long's this
adding-
match going? It'll
why are
only
we
go
adding-
6 minutes.
why
6
are we
minutes.
adding counter elements? Just let it
Yeah.
be.
Counter element.
We got fire, but we got the AC to keep it solid.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why-
What the end of the day, the roofs will just be room temperature because it's just gonna be a combination of two things.
Becomes a puddle very quickly.
In the end, it's just ropes. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
No, this is the opposite of that.
They
So I
cancel
just
each
balance
other.
it all out. Yeah.
Still not as good as the Punjabi prison.
Oh my god!
Oh, that
I
was
put those clips on my YouTube, and people were like, "Please don't." Wow, there was one person we talked about it on the show. When we talked about the comments, they were like, even Gender was like, "That match is trash." Don't
Bring it
do
back.
that.
Bring
Don't
it
do that
back.
shit. Oh man! So yeah, those were the clips.
Wow.
I'm glad everybody here. Oh, by the way, Joe, you stand by that match or that show, or
Hell yeah, fuck that. I'm doubling down. God damn it.
everybody here standing on their own too? baby.
A
You love
sleigh match? You get it? Sleigh? There was a joke that was
Oh,
awful.
Was
but
a holla
whatever.
sleigh instead of holiday?
Yeah, it was
Brilliant.
great. Yeah, McMahon would have been like, "Oh yeah," you know that meme where his like eyes
Such
light up.
Good
That would've been
shit.
It's good shit.
It's good shit.
Yeah,
Now we know that had another meaning.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to find out because that whole that's gonna be litigated to figure out what that meaning truly was. We have to wait. We have to wait for the courts to get involved a little bit here. But you guys have been awesome. This has been a really fun show.
Yeah.
8 years of OUM. We just went down some of the memory lane stuff right there. We all looked a little younger, a little fuller.
Yeah.
And
Life
you know,
hadn't.
I still have that Christmas shirt somewhere here. I know that I do. I have two. I have the Christmas one you just saw there, and I have a Christmas Ric Flair one, but like '86 Flair. So like
Nice.
hair with the robe and woo, yeah.
Gorked out of his mind.
I hope so. I was Gorth when I bought it.
Pupils dilated to shit.
Oh man. So I want to take this time, obviously at the end here. Thanks to you guys for joining us on the show. For those of you who have been commenting, who have been here with us throughout this entire show, thank you guys. You're going to keep going, and I'm going to end this show with a declaration. I've thought about this in the past, but I never really put foot to the whole shebang. But I really mean it this time, and usually when I mean something, I actually end up doing it. So we're celebrating our 8th anniversary here. If all goes well and all goes good, we will be here for a 9th, and I invite all of you back to come back for a 9th. Should we make it to 10? I would like to do something for the 10th that I've never done before, and it would be lofty, but I think it would be a really, really good time to have all of us in the same room for the 10th anniversary. But I would also like to have an audience with us.
I can make that
An actual live show with people. It could be fans, it could be family, it could be whoever we want to invite. I'll work out the particulars. I'll work out with the particulars. What happened? Yeah, I know. Pushing it. I know.
I mean, I don't want nobody getting offended. No.
But that's my proclamation. That's the goal. That's the thing that we want to reach. Our numbers have been improving ever so slightly. A little more. There hasn't been a single decline since we've brought it back. So I want to keep that momentum going. I obviously, if I'm going to do something big like that, I need my acres. Obviously, you guys are very much be invited, and we'll make it happen. Also, it'd be, I think personally, a wonderful opportunity for all of us to plug our own things and get our own things out there and really just flood it. A bunch of people in there to take a look at all our stuff. And so that's what I want to do. So I'm not jumping ahead. We have many more to get to. As a matter of fact, the next time that we're going to be doing a live will more than likely be Survivor Series. So that'll be ramped up for November. Me and Dave usually do a little something for Halloween. I don't. That's the thing. Me and Dave. Dave, I had already mentioned this to you. A lot of the clips that we have that we put up on YouTube got a lot of great numbers and a lot of great reaction and interaction, I should say. And but I don't like the look of the pictures. We've been using pictures because we've been using mostly audio to clip out and to put onto things. So moving forward, you're going to be seeing this mug.
All face, baby.
We're going to be doing a lot more. We won't be live. We're still recording on our own time, but we'll be doing much more face work.
Mano y mano.
Never declines.
We'll be doing some facials on the thing. Because a lot of the videos that did get more than the average, for instance, it has been when I started putting clips from the Untitled Wrestling Super Show, whenever I put up the roundtable clips, those usually tend to get the most interaction. I think people get a little turned off by the pictures. It's getting into AI slop kind of territory, so I don't want to go down that path. So more us, more interaction. We'll be good to go. Dave's situation at home has improved greatly, so we should be able to do more of those. So that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. That's the plan.